Hey y'all. So I saw a video and the lady was talking about like how your fear of being seen is holding you back. And baby, when I tell you that I don't think I've resonated with a video so much in my life, I'm gonna link it in the description because I feel like everybody needs to see that video, and she definitely deserves the views. And I love that. I love that she tells it in a way, or she says it in like a very loving, like almost like big sister way. And then she has like the music playing in the background. It's very like you can tell that she's sewing into you, right? So what I loved about the video and where it resonated with me was the fact that we're all told to play humble, right? Oh, be humble, don't be so full of yourself, be humble, be humble, be humble. People let her throw that word around. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with not being humble. Because the only thing that humility does for you, in my opinion, is it makes those people that already felt intimidated by you, it makes them feel better, right? So this is a conversation that me and Nick have been having a lot, and me and my best friend, we've been having a lot as well, is I had to learn over the years that a lot of people saw my light before I did. Sorry, it's Shark Week and my face is breaking out, it's itchy. A lot of people saw my light before I did. I'm talking about as far back as a child, right? And those people saw my light and they made every single attempt to dim it. And I'm talking about grown folks. I could tell y'all story after story after story about how the grown people in my life were my first bullies. And I'm sure a lot of us have that story, right? And so as an adult, as I got older, as I started doing the healing work, I realized that a lot of those people saw something in me that I didn't see, and they didn't possess it. And so they had to try their hardest to stifle it. And you guys, when I tell you that I've been going through this since a child, and I've gone through this with family members, I've gone through this with friends, I've gone through this with acquaintances, I've gone through this with fucking classmates, coworkers, what have you. And I'm telling you, when I started to do the work, and I started to realize what it was, it a light bulb went off, right? So one of the things that I've dealt with a lot in my life, like a lot in my life, and anyone that knows me, like personally knows me, knows that I'm very to myself. I am definitely an extroverted introvert, meaning that like I'm very fine and comfortable in my bubble. But if I allow you in my bubble, then I'll talk your head off. Like I'm one of those. I'm that little girl that like when I would want to talk to my mom, after a while my mom be like, "Ooh, girl, okay." So a lot of people over time have taken like me being quiet, and I also have like really Rona gave me really bad social anxiety, but I'm just already like kind of socially like reserved unless I'm drunk or something. But there's a lot of people that they don't know me, and if I'm quiet or I'm to myself, they take that as, oh, she don't want to talk to nobody because she thinks she's better than everybody, right? Or if I'm sharing my accomplishments, and I just made a video on this, but if I'm sharing my accomplishments, I'm sharing these things with people that I would assume would be happy for me, right? So the other video talks about like how I pretty much had to learn, like, as much as I want to tell people the good news and share the good news, you can't, because people don't want that for you. And sometimes they may want it for you, but they can't even see past where they are, and so it literally just doesn't compute. And I've had to learn that too, that not everybody in your life is a hater. It's really some people that just don't really know how to be happy for you, right? There are people that will look at your life and they really feel like, oh, I could have done this better, or oh, you know what, let me give my 2 cents, or like I told the story about how I got a car. I don't even have a car no more because I hated the fucking car. That's a whole nother story, time for another day, because Carvana count your days. But y'all, when I got this car, the only person that was like, you know what, I'm proud of you, you wanted to do something and you did it, was Nick and my best friend. That was it. Everybody else was like, oh, you shouldn't get that car. Oh, it's this and this problem. Oh, I told you this was going to happen. Oh, this, that, and the third engine. All of that, right? And what I've learned about that is that a lot of people, when they talk to you or they deal with you, they deal with you within their own capacity of themselves, right? So, for instance, if I go and buy me a Louis bag right now, anybody that is, because I feel like family members do this a lot, especially the older ones. They try to reduce you down to where they see you at, and that's not your problem. But you don't know my income. I don't talk about my income with people, right? But like that person may be making, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw a number out there. Let's say that that person only makes like $30,000 a year. There's no way that their brain can compute that somebody that's just standing behind a chair could buy that. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happened with like the car situation. But I realized that my entire life, this is something that's been happening to me. So I had an evil stepmom when I was a child, and she was very, very, very mean and just emotionally and verbally and physically abusive to me, right? To a point where I was conditioned into believing less of myself. And what would happen is I would go to like school, and the teachers and everybody was nice to me, and I would be like, okay, so why do they like me and she doesn't? It was like the weirdest thing. And I know I'm gonna kind of jump around, but it'll all make sense at the end. But a lot of us end up in situations where chaos and abuse is normal to us, especially when you've gone through these things, or these things have been made familiar to you since a child, right? And I feel like that's kind of what I went through. And so I started to, it was like relationships that I would get in with other people. If those were like, I didn't know how to recognize if they were genuinely, if these people genuinely cared, if these people genuinely wanted me around, or if they were just like being nice to me to, you know, like pull the rug up from under my feet later. You know what I mean? And so, and a lot of those situations I ended up in. And I was just having this conversation with one of my clients the other day because she was going through something similar with her family. And what I've learned is when you are the person in your family that is doing, or your friend group, or your peer group that is doing things differently than everyone else, and you're doing something out of the norm, people have to treat you regular because it makes them uncomfortable that they didn't think of it first, or that it didn't happen to them first, right? So I always say that I'm one of those people that when good things happen to those around me, I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. I like to see good things happen to people. But I'm also in a healed place because it was a point in time where I didn't feel like that. It was a point in time where I was very, woe is me, and why is this happening to them? Or, you know, oh, this person don't even do hair that good. How did she get a celebrity client? That's not, you'll never get blessed like that. And let me tell you, when I was in that mind state, baby, I couldn't imagine being blessed the way that I am now. God don't bless no mess. It's almost like if you do something for your children and they mad at you because you did something for one kid, but you didn't do something for this one, and they didn't even realize, like, bro, your blessing might have been in the mail. You didn't even give me a chance to tell you, oh, this is coming, you know, whoop, in so many days because you're just angry because your brother or your sister got. No, we don't play them kind of games. So, you know, I look back and it's like, I'll never forget when I was like 8 or 9, I won a spelling bee. And I went to school at that time with some girls, and they really felt like, oh, we're mad because you won. You should have just let one of us win. Why? Girl, if you knew the words and knew how to spell them, you'd have won. Or I remember when I was like 10, I won a bike. I didn't even want the fucking bike. It was green. I was a girly girl. Like, it was a green BMX bike. I'll never forget. Do you know that them girls stopped being my friend that day because I won the bike? Well, you didn't even want the bike. You could have gave it to one of us. Okay. I had a family member. Y'all, I've been doing hair since I was a little girl. Like a little girl, right? I had a family member that I literally could not pay this woman. Like, if I had money, I could not pay this woman to let me do her hair. Could not pay her. When it became cool for everybody else to support me, that's when she wanted to support me. And you know what's sad about that is she never paid me full price. So even when she supported me, it was always like, how much are you gonna charge me for this, or how much you gonna charge me for that, or whatever. She never, I want to say she's only paid me full price once, and that was like a year or two ago. But I also realized too that this particular family member, I looked up to her like crazy, and baby, when I tell you that lady was throwing more shade than a shade tree, and it took me to become an adult to understand what she was doing and saying to me. I have another family member, extremely close to me. Oh, baby, that was my biggest bully, y'all. My biggest bully. I'm talking about if I knew something she didn't know, and then she still does it. Like, she does this, like, weird competition thing with me, and I don't even be knowing I'm invited to the party. She does this weird competition thing with me. We're like, let's say we're talking about something, and let's say that she gives me a piece of information, and the piece of information is incorrect, and I'd be like, oh, or it don't even have to be incorrect information. It could just be something I disagree with, and I could be like, oh, you know what, like, okay, we'll just have to agree to disagree. Baby, when I tell you sis be feeling betrayed, like, how dare you disagree with me, and will try to bully me into submission. And that's another thing. Black girls, oldest daughters especially, if you guys are feeling like you'll get to a place as an adult where you feel like certain people in your family do not see you as a grown person, and they try to bully you, you're not crazy. You're not. It's happening. It's happening to you. And I want you to know, because a lot of us struggle with setting boundaries without feeling like we're being disrespectful. Baby, that's conditioning. I'd like for y'all to understand that it's conditioning. Okay? That is that when somebody said, oh, why you didn't take the trash out? And you was like, I did. And then they pop you for talking back. Baby, that's conditioning. That is conditioning. It's not you, it's them. Get up out of it if you need to. Anybody that knows me knows, and I'm going to say it on here a whole lot. If you need to, go see the lady. Please go see the lady. It's not you. And it's crazy because a lot of us, going back to that whole cycle of abuse, a lot of us do not realize that we have been mentally abused, emotionally abused, in certain circumstances, for myself, physically abused. Baby, it's not you, it's them. It's them. Think about if you've been getting your ass whooped for years for just thinking for yourself. There's gonna come a point where you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for them to tell me what to do, because I'm tired of getting hit in the back of the head. Right? That's exactly what's going on. So I say that to say that there are people around you, unless you went to go see the lady already and you doing the work, and there's still gonna be people around you. There are people around you that are not mad at you, they're mad that it's you. And there are people around you that will talk you out of your dreams because they can't see further than that. And you have to remember that that vision that God gave you, he gave it to you. He didn't give it to them. So of course they can't see it because it's not for them to see. One thing that I had to learn to stop doing, and I used to want to do it bad because I wanted to bring people with me. Okay, you can't bring everybody with you, and everybody really truly don't deserve to or need to go. But I had to learn, as excited as I am about things, to stop fucking telling people what it is that I had planned to do. Because every single time I've said I was gonna do something and it's done, baby, I lose a friend. Lose, very loosely using the word lose. I've had people, y'all, where I've literally, like, a friend could call me and be like, oh, you know, this and this is going on, or the light bill, or kids' school clothes, or whatever it is, right? I shoot the cash app. Don't ask no questions. Don't want nothing back, right? The minute I call them and be like, oh, let me tell you this good thing that happened to me, or, oh, matter of fact, let me back it up. Recently, y'all know I've been way more consistent with my YouTube. I've had my YouTube channel since 2016. I remember, like, telling somebody, like, you know what, I'm about to get back on content creation because I want to have more time for my babies. And I've really been sleeping on my channel. And if I'd have really stayed consistent when I started this channel, at the time it was like 5 years ago, I'm like, bro, who knows what I could have been? You know what I mean? Or where I could have been, right? Oh, baby, soon. When I say as soon as those views start going up, when I hit my first 1 million views, y'all, I'm talking about straight hateration and holleration and a dancery, okay? Straight up hateration and holleration. Just a whole lot of animosity, a whole lot of I did this for you, a whole lot of shit like, what? Excuse me? And it hurt my feelings because I was like, well, where'd that come from? But then I had to realize, baby, that was projection. You wasn't even talking to me. You was talking to yourself. You was mad at me for something that didn't have nothing to do with me. I irritated your demons. I'm going to say this because I say this to clients a lot. A lot of the time, we really don't realize, as much as we want our light to attract other light beings, the light attracts dark beings too. If you're sitting somewhere in the dark, you sitting outside, we got a pool right here. So if I'm sitting outside next to the pool, right, and the light is on, you don't see the moths and the flies and shit flocking to the light? Baby, them is moths. Them ain't butterflies. When you see the butterflies during the daytime, when it's all pretty outside and the birds are chirping and shit, when you see them little moths and shit, okay. Another thing, y'all ever notice that you have certain friends when you're doing good and you got certain friends when things ain't too good for you? You ever notice you got certain friends that will send you drama and send you the latest gossip, but won't send you that business grant that just got posted? Won't send you that good news, won't send you a scripture, won't send you an affirmation message. That's not on accident, baby. That's on purpose and by design. There are people that literally stopped knowing you 5 years ago, and so you are who you were 5 years ago in their head. They don't even know you now. I seen something. Matter of fact, nope, I lied. I worked in a barbershop, right? And it was this dude, and he was a dopehead. But I'll never forget, somebody said something to him like, I know you. And he's like, you don't know me, I change every day. Baby, let me tell you, when I tell you that's stuck in my head, and it's always stuck in my head, it's really people in your life that deal with you from a place of so many years ago. That goes back to them family members that look at you like you're 7-year-old you and you're 8-year-old you, but you're like 35. Okay. It's not your job to bring them up to the level that you're at. Some people really don't operate on your frequency, and it doesn't make you any better than them, or it doesn't make them beneath you or whatever, right? But I just feel like the sooner that we understand that and take a mental note of that, the better. That's not our problem. Now I've been hearing, something to be like, not my problem. Y'all, every time somebody got me messed up, that's the song I hear. Every time something happens that don't got shit to do with me, that's what I hear. Because I was always kept the saver hoe too, y'all. I used to want to go help everybody. Oh, your light bill is due. Oh, you need help with this and this. Oh, I got a couple dollars. Or, oh, let me go run a special real quick. I'll help you, please. Please. No. Nope, absolutely not. Because them same people that you be trying to help, when they decide that they don't like you no more, when they decide that they don't want to be your friend no more, those are going to be the same people that tell you that you never did shit for them. Oh, you ain't never did shit for me. Oh, you just think woo, or you just walk around like blah, 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 or whatever, right? Another thing, too, if you're ever in an argument with somebody or a disagreement and they yell, fuck it, they're finna disrespect your relationship over. They finna tell you everything that they've been thinking about you forever, okay? Learn to accept apologies that you never get because it ain't your problem. And there's people that will come back in my life and say, you know what, I was wrong for that, or you know what, I was moving foul. I apologize, and that's cool. Thank you. You don't get a second chance to be a snake, though. But I appreciate it. But whether you ever get that apology or you don't, baby, that's just not your problem. That's it, and that's all. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but baby, as long as you're working on you and you're doing the best that you can do every day, that's the only thing that you're supposed to be doing. Them kids fed? Yeah. The lights is on? Yeah. Okay. You been drinking your water, minding your business? Yeah. Okay, cool. Everything after that is on everybody else. That don't got nothing to do with you. Stop answering your phone. See how many people care. Start saying you don't have it. See how many people rock with you. See how many people care. Okay. Love y'all. That's my TED Talk for today.